Hello and welcome to today's video. In this video, we will learn about the light reaction of photosynthesis. In photosynthesis, if you remember, the whole process is divided into two broad phases, that is the light reaction and the dark reaction. The light reaction will occur first, which will harness the light or the solar radiation, and it will produce the assimilatory powers or the energy, that is the ATP and the NADPH, which in turn will be utilized in the steps of dark reaction to carry out the further photosynthesis. Okay. So, light reaction is the reactions which are dependent on light, okay, be it the sunlight or any kind of artificial light. The end products of the light reaction are the ATP and NADPH, okay, and these two products that are formed at the end of light reaction will be utilized in the dark reaction. The light reaction is seen to be associated with certain types of photosystem. Now, these photosystems are the center or the area in which the light or the sunlight is actually trapped. Okay, so it is seen in case of the plants that there are basically two types of photosystem, that is the photosystem 1 or PS1 and the photosystem 2 or the PS2. The photosystem 1 has a certain type of chlorophyll molecule, which is the chlorophyll A, and the reaction center in the PS1 contains a specialized chlorophyll molecule, that is P700. Now, why it is called P700 is because the particular photosystem will absorb light at the 700 nanometer. Okay. Similarly, in case of photosystem 2, it contains chlorophyll A, chlorophyll B along with carotenoids. And in case of photosystem 2, the specialized chlorophyll molecule that is present in the reaction center is P680. Okay. So, these are the two types of photosystems that are present. Now, in light reaction, in case of oxygenic photosynthetic organisms, the light reaction can be of two types. Okay. It can be of two types in case of oxygenic photosynthetic organisms. The first is a non-cyclic reaction, and the next we have is the cyclic reaction. The light reaction basically what will it do? It will basically function the flow of electrons along a concentration or along a electrochemical gradient. Okay. So, first here we will see the non-cyclic reaction. Now, what are the features that are present in the non-cyclic reaction? The non-cyclic reaction will take place, or it will involve both the type of photosystems. Also, one thing to be kept here in mind here is that the photosystem 1 can occur independently or it can function independently, but the photosystem 2 can function only in conjugation or only in presence of photosystem 1. Okay. So, photosystem 2 cannot function independently. So, in case of the non-cyclic reaction, both the photosystems, that is the photosystem 1 and the photosystem 2 will be involved. Next is that it is light dependent. As all the light reactions are light dependent, so similarly this the non-cyclic reaction is also light dependent. The next is that it forms a Z-like structure. Okay. So, when we will now see how the electron flow actually occurs, at the end you can see that it forms a somewhat Z-like structure, or it forms a structure which will depict the alphabet of Z. So, it forms a Z-like structure. And this whole cycle is known as non-cyclic reaction because the electron that is first excited, or that is first removed from the first molecule, it does not comes back to the same molecule, or it does not reverts back to the same molecule. So, the diagram or the whole cycle looks like kind of a Z. Okay. So, now let us look into how or what are the steps that occurs in the non-cyclic reaction. First, we have the P680 or the photosystem 2. The P680 will receive photons or light and it will get excited to form P680 star. So, this is the excited form of P680. Okay. So, now this P680 will then transfer its electron to pheophytin. So, please remember, in case of non-cyclic reaction, the first acceptor of the electron is pheophytin molecule. Okay. Now, as soon as the P680 molecule will leave one of its electron, or it will give away one of its electron to pheophytin, it will form, or it will result in formation of P680 plus. So, it means that this form of P680 molecule is deficient of electron, as a result of which it will now act as a strong oxidizing agent. Okay. So, now it will attract, or it will try to gain an electron to form its stable state. And where does this electron comes from? In case of oxygenic photosynthesis, in case of this reaction, the water molecule will act as electron donor. Okay. So, this water molecule will split, or hydrolysis of water will occur, as a result of which it will leave the electron. Okay. So, while accepting the electron, the P680 molecule is again regenerated. Okay. So, it will occur after the pheophytin has accepted the electron from this molecule. Now, the pheophytin will then in turn give its electron to plastoquinone, or we have Qa and Qb. Now, plastoquinone contains two types of quinone molecules, that is Qa and Qb. So, the electron will occur stepwise, first to Qa and Qb. The Qa and Qb, that is the quinone molecules, will become functional only after it receives two electrons. Okay. So, two electrons must simultaneously enter the plastoquinone to form plastohydroquinone. Okay. So, the quinone molecules, after it will accept two electrons, it will convert to plastohydroquinone. Next, the plastohydroquinone will split and it will in turn release an electron which will be accepted by cytochrome B6F. Okay. So, cytochrome B6F is a complex which will then accept the electron from the plastohydroquinone. Okay. Followed by plastocyanine. Now, plastocyanine is the linker molecule which will then link the whole reaction between the P680, that is the photosystem 2, and it will then transfer the electron to PS1 or P700. So, next in picture we have the P700 or the PS1 molecule. just like the P680 molecule is getting sunlight, or it is absorbing the sunlight, similarly the P700 molecule will also simultaneously receive light. Okay, so it is also simultaneously receiving light, as a result of which it also gets excited and it will form P700 plus. Okay, from P700 plus, the electron will then go to A0, which is a kind of a specialized chlorophyll molecule, followed by A1. It will then go to FeS, or an iron sulfur complex, and finally it will be received by Fd, or ferredoxin molecule. Okay, so here we have an enzyme that is known as FNR, or ferredoxin NADP reductase. Okay, so what it will do, it will reduce two molecules of NAD plus and it will convert it to NADPH. Okay, so at the end we can see that the whole electron that is traveling, it will then enter, or it will then reach the NADPH. Okay, so we have seen that at the end of this non-cyclic electron flow, the electron that was excited, or that was once given out by the P680 molecule, is then accepted by the NAD plus, and it is then used to generate the NADPH molecule. Okay, so it has been seen that 2 electrons are required to generate one molecule of NADPH. Okay, so for one electron transfer from the water molecule to the NADPH, it is estimated that 2 photons are required, or 2 energy packets are required or absorbed by each of the photosystems. Okay, so if you can calculate from here, is that to generate 2 molecules of NADPH, each photosystem will thus have to absorb 4 molecules of sunlight, or 4 packets of sunlight or energy. Okay, I hope this calculation is quite clear to you. I will repeat it again, that for 1 molecule of NADPH we require 2 electrons, and also 2 energy packets or 2 light packets are actually required, or actually absorbed by each of these photosystems to transfer 1 electron. So for getting 2 electron, or for transferring the 2 electrons, 4 molecules or 4 energy packets are actually absorbed. Okay, so in this video we have got an idea about what is non-cyclic reaction, what are the types of photosystems that are involved in this reaction, what is the first acceptor of electron in case of a non-cyclic reaction, what is the linker molecule which will actually link the photosystem 2 to the photosystem 1. Okay, so I hope this whole video has been helpful for you. Thank you.